Hello, welcome to LMU Tri-State News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. Lincoln Memorial University kicked off the holiday season in grand fashion last Thursday. The celebration included a full day of activities that had two outstanding performances by the Knoxville Symphony Chamber Orchestra, a Christmas festival on the quad, followed by the annual tree lighting. The LMU Women of Service offered lunch with craft demonstrations and a sale that featured baked goods and more. All of the proceeds that were raised that day benefit the LMU's Women of Service organization that supports students and provides cultural opportunities for students at LMU. In conjunction with the holiday celebrations, the university collected items for Mission of Hope's annual Christmas campaign. The Christmas campaign focuses on providing food, new clothing, hygiene items, books, and new toys to needy families. Several items were donated and over the upcoming weeks will be distributed to families in rural Appalachia. This Saturday, December 13th, the Cumberland Gap National Park will present storyteller Stella Garland, who brings stories of tradition, family history, and a connection with the special spirit upon which the Christmas season should be founded. Young and old are invited to attend the special program beginning at 10 o'clock that morning inside the Visitor Center, where you can enjoy apple stack cake, Christmas cookies, and hot chocolate. Sitting at the storyteller's side will be old-fashioned toy maker Joey Beeson. You can join the two in making a craft to share with loved ones on Christmas morning. The program is free and is being co-hosted by the Friends of the Cumberland Gap and park partner Eastern National. For more about the Cumberland Gap National Park, you can call 606-248-2817 or visit www.nps.gov/CUGA. The Lincoln Memorial University College of Veterinary Medicine has announced the formation of the Center for Animal Health in Appalachia. The center is located at the DeBusk Veterinary Teaching Center in Harrogate and also Lee County, Virginia. The Center for Animal Health in Appalachia will begin hosting an annual conference on animal and public health issues in Appalachia each October beginning in 2015. The mission of the CAHA is to improve animal health and public health in the Appalachian region throughout the following 5 initiatives. First, conferences, workshops, and training programs to raise awareness and advance knowledge of animal and public health issues that will feature key veterinarians, physicians, public health officials, and many others with interest in Appalachia health issues. Second, through LMU CVM, CAHA will provide veterinary students from LMU CVM and other schools with the opportunity to earn a rural animal practice certificate that will provide training, clinical placements, and focused training in veterinary business practices. Third, community educational programs for Appalachian residents, farmers, veterinarians, and other using LMU CVM facilities and online. Fourth and fifth, with public and education and research, LMU CVM's clinical faculty and support will provide the CAHA Rural Animal Practice Certificate curriculum as well as public education programs. The Campbell County Sheriff's Office increased the reward for information to help find missing woman Rhonda Doherty. The reward is now $4,500, up from $3,000. Doherty disappeared from her home Tuesday, December 2nd, around 6 o'clock that morning. The doors of her home were left open, her vehicle was there, and her belongings were left on the table, but there was no sign of her. Rhonda Doherty is 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighs 150 pounds, and has auburn hair and hazel eyes. Anyone with information regarding Doherty's whereabouts is asked to call 911 or the Campbell County Sheriff's Office at 423-562-7466. Now, coming up after the break, a second reward is now being offered for a Campbell County man who was on the run. Stay tuned after the break to find out what he did to land on the top of the most wanted list.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Get your ass. You're not sitting here.
Yes, I am.
Move. Give it to him hard.
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
I have a correction before we get to this next story. The phone number for Campbell County Sheriff's Office is actually 423-562-7446. So keep that in mind. Now, a former Campbell County teacher, 44-year-old Lonnie Van, is now on the run after the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the Campbell County Sheriff's Office say he robbed a couple Friday afternoon at gunpoint. The incident prompted the TBI to add Van to the state's top 10 most wanted list. Van is the former Campbell County Middle School teacher charged in July with solicitation of a minor, tampering with evidence, and assault. Those charges stem from an alleged incident in October of 2013 in which authorities say the teacher took a 13-year-old student off school property to a nearby church where he then tried to hug and kiss the girl. Officials state that he allegedly altered images on the church's security camera recordings. The couple Van robbed at gunpoint was his former employers at their golf club, where he was a summer employee, which is why they let Van into their home on Friday afternoon. Van allegedly made small talk for a while, but after that he pulled an automatic gun on the couple. He tied the couple up while taking their wallets and 3 small pistols from their home. Altogether, Van got away with several $100s, a jar of old 50-cent pieces, and pistols, some ammunition, and a toolbox that he emptied out to carry the guns in. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says Van is considered armed and extremely dangerous. There is no information to suggest that Van left the state, but they don't know whether he still remains in Tennessee. Van is a white male with brown hair and brown eyes. He is 5 foot 9 inches tall and weighs 275 pounds. He was last seen driving a white Chevy Captiva with Maryland registration 2BC6411. Now you can call 1-800-TBI-FIND if you have information. There is a $1,000 reward for information into his arrest. I do want to note that they are believing that his case is now tied with the missing woman in Campbell County, Mrs. Doherty. We'll have more on that later. The Tazewell Police Department is investigating a Monday morning accident that sent 4 people to the hospital. Early Monday morning, a tan Lincoln leaving the parking lot of Cat Daddy's Market pulled into the path of an Isuzu trooper traveling northbound. The Lincoln hit the trooper on the driver's side back, causing the trooper to roll over onto its side. The trooper then struck an SUV traveling southbound. The female driver of the trooper was ejected from the vehicle while 2 small children inside received minor injuries. All 3 were sent to the emergency room, and the passenger of the SUV that was hit was also sent to the emergency room. Traffic in front of the market was at a standstill while officers, paramedics continued to clear the scene, and the exact cause of that accident does remain under investigation. A Clarefield man who was wanted for violation of probation out of Claiborne County Criminal Court was arrested last Thursday. Officers with the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office were responding to a burglary when they found 28-year-old Eric Kyle Reed asleep next to the stolen property. Officers woke Reed and placed him under arrest. He was transported to the Claiborne County Jail and charged additionally with burglary and theft over $1,000. He appeared before Judge Estep Thursday morning and received no bond. He will be held in the jail until January 20th when he will appear in criminal court. A new Tazewell man wanted by local authorities was found hiding in a closet and arrested early last Wednesday morning. According to the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office, 28-year-old Parlin Joseph Walker was arrested at a home in Cedar Ridge Trailer Park. Walker was wanted on 14 outstanding warrants and has remained on the run since July of this year. The warrants included charges of possession of drug paraphernalia, violations of probation, and failure to appear warrants. Early Wednesday morning, officers received an anonymous tip on where Walker could be found. When they arrived, a search of the home led them to find Walker hiding inside a closet. He was then placed under arrest without incident. He will remain in the Claiborne County Jail until he appears in Claiborne County Sessions Court later this month. Now, if you suspect drug activity in your neighborhood, you can call the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office at 423-626-3385, and all calls do remain anonymous. Now, we've got some good news for Vols fans. The football season isn't over yet.
More practice.
More practice.
And one more game.
One more game. And I hear they're going bowling.
They're going bowling. Not that kind of bowling, but they're going
bowling.
bowling. They're going to a warmer climate, and we'll have that along with your LMU results when we return here on LMU Tri-State News.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back. Let's start on the hardwood, where the LMU basketball team's welcoming conference foe Coker College. The ladies got the day started, and it didn't take long for the height advantage in the paint to show up for the ladies. After all, LMU had 6'5" Stephanie Smith going against 5'10" Kelly Godbout and 6' Priscilla Fenty. So there should be no surprise that the Lady Rail Splitters out-rebounded the Cobras 34-7 in the first half and led by a score of 32-20 at the break. The second half was much the same as LMU continued to work that advantage on their way to a 69-48 win. Megan Pittman led LMU in scoring with 12 points, while Josie Harding added 11 and Courtney Cox had 10. The overall story again was rebounding, as LMU eventually out-rebounded Coker by a 52-19 margin. With the win, LMU improved to 6-2 overall and 3-1 in conference play, which leaves them in a tie for third with Newberry and Wingate. The ladies will be off this week for finals, and their next game is on December 15th as they play host to Newberry. The men going in on Saturday knew they would have a battle with the Cobras, as Coker came in with only one loss and was looking to make a statement. The Cobras were not intimidated by the 10th-ranked Rail Splitters, as Coker led for the majority of the first half, before LMU went on an 11-2 run to end the first half with a 37-29 lead. Coker's Eric Bethel had 16 points in the second half, and LMU's free throw shooting down the stretch wasn't best as they went 6 for 10 in the last 3 minutes. But even that could not stop LMU on this night as they put away Coker 79-71. Curtis Webb led LMU with 20 points, while Lorenzo Ross had 16. Curtis McMillian came off the bench for a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. The Rail Splitters are now 8-0 on the season and 4-0 in the conference, which still leaves them in a tie with Newberry and Wingate for the early conference lead. The men will be back in action this Wednesday, December the 10th, when they play host to Virginia University of Lynchburg. Tip-off will be at 7 p.m., and LMU Sports Network pregame coverage will start at 6:40 p.m. Now, it was announced on Sunday that the first 4 participants in the new college football playoff would be Alabama, Oregon, Florida State, and Ohio State. The top-ranked Crimson Tide will face the Ohio State Buckeyes in the All-State Sugar Bowl on January 1st in one semifinal, while Oregon will face the defending national champs, Florida State, in the Northwestern Mutual Rose Bowl in the other semifinal, also on New Year's Day. The 2 winners will then move on to Dallas, Texas to play for the national championship on January 12th. A little closer to home, the Tennessee Vols will be heading to their first bowl game since 2010, as they'll be traveling to Jacksonville, Florida for the Tax Slayer Bowl against Big Ten opponent Iowa on January 2nd. For those that do not know, the Tax Slayer Bowl used to be called the Gator Bowl. It'll be the first time since the 2007 season that the Vols will be playing in a January bowl game. And it'll be the first time that these two teams have met since 1987. And ladies, just in case you don't know, when you go to bowl games, you get a lot of swag, you get a lot of presents. It's part of being in a bowl experience.
No, so, but how, when do we get our swag and our presents? Who brings that to us?
When you go to a bowl game, you get one.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Santa Claus is who she's talking about. And speaking of Santa Claus, our useless trivia fact this week is based off the 1994 movie The Santa Claus starring Tim Allen. And now what you might not know is that Tim Allen was almost not the Santa Claus. And we'll tell you exactly why right after the break.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Why was Tim Allen almost denied the role of Santa Claus? Well, Disney has a no hiring of ex-cons policy. And believe it or not, Tim Allen has a criminal record. Allen was arrested in October 1978 while attempting to sell a large amount of cocaine to a Michigan undercover officer. The actor was 25 years old at the time and served about 2 years in a federal prison. Luckily for the movie and for fans, Disney made an exception. However, if Disney hadn't, possible Santas were alternatives like Bill Murray or Chevy Chase. Now, the Bandit is getting rid of some of his treasures. Burt Reynolds is auctioning off some of the memorabilia from his iconic career. This includes the 1977 Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit. This specific piece wasn't used in the film, but was a promotional vehicle for the movie. The auction is expected to bring between $60,000 and $80,000, reports the Huffington Post. The Pontiac Trans Am is only one of 650 other items Reynolds has up for auction. Among the other items up for auction is a personal letter from Katharine Hepburn and his 1978 People's Choice Award for Favorite Motion Picture Actor. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Reynolds shared he is selling some of his memorabilia he has enjoyed for so many years, but doesn't have use or room for anymore. And if you miss your chance with this auction, a Burt Reynolds Trans Am look-alike, which was previously owned by Reynolds, will be up for sale in January by Meckham Auctions. Now, the Frozen storm rages on as Disney released the air date of the new short film Frozen Fever. Fans can see the first short film in theaters March 13th 2015. According to E! News, the short will appear in front of the upcoming live-action flick Cinderella. What can be expected in the first short? A new original song along while watching Elsa and Kristoff do their best to give Anna a birthday celebration to remember. Parenthood's Lauren Graham may be coming to late-night television in a new comedy show. According to the Huffington Post, NBC has given a script development deal to Kate on Later. The new show would be a potential starring role for Graham, who is co-writing the script with Liz Tucilio, who's most known for her work with the movie He's Just Not That Into You. Kate on Later will be a half-hour single-camera comedy which follows the main female character breaking into a heavily male world of late-night talk shows. Graham and Tucilio will executive produce along with Ellen DeGeneres and Jeff Kleeman. And now it's time for us to check in with Monique Derico on what events you can look forward to this weekend.
Thank you, Tiffany. In local entertainment, continuing this week in Gatlinburg is the Winter Magic Tunes and Tales. Until Christmas Eve, visitors can meet characters and storytellers and enjoy caroling along the parkway Friday and Saturday evenings. During this 4th annual event, during Gatlinburg Winter Magic, which runs until February 28th, the city magically lights up with winter nights with dozens of spectacular light displays all over the city. Throughout town, featuring all LED bulbs, the length of the parkway will be lined by a forest of branches and scrolls, accentuating the timeless displays visitors have grown accustomed to over the past 24 years. No need for reservations with this event. Just stroll on down to Gatlinburg and enjoy yourself. This season, you could head over to Kodak, Tennessee, where Shadrack's Christmas Wonderland is on display. Located at the Smoky Stadium, Shadrack's Water Sports and RV presents their award-winning, largest drive-through synchronized lights and music display. Guests get to enjoy these sights from the comfort of their own car. In addition to all the magic, kids can enjoy Santa's Village, which includes a petting zoo with pony and camel rides, photos with Santa, and lots of goodies. The fun even continues with Santa's train ride, an inflatable slide, a trampoline bungee jump, and a Ferris wheel. That's enough excitement for the whole family to enjoy. For more information, you can also visit pigeonforge.com/events or call the number 423-652-0120. A 5-time award winner of the America's Best Christmas event is Dollywood's Smoky Mountain Christmas Festival, and it is presented by Humana. Through January 3rd, 2015, the theme park features 4 million holiday lights and spectacular holiday performances, including Dollywood's A Christmas Carol, an all-new adaptation of the Dickens classic. New this year, kids can meet Rudolph and his friends, including Clarice, Bumble the Abominable Snowman, Monster, and Yukon Cornelius. From more than 20 rides and attractions and elaborate holiday decorations to the twinkling lights and Christmas-themed menus, Dollywood knows how to celebrate the holidays. Operating days do vary during the Christmas season, so guests are encouraged to view the complete event schedule when planning a trip. Visit Dollywood.com for more information. Also a part of Christmas in the Smokies is the annual Bluegrass Festival. Seasonal delights, sights, and sounds of Christmas come alive December 10th through the 13th in beautiful Pigeon Forge. This year, the host band is Lorraine Jordan and the Carolina Road Band, featuring bluegrass bands from across the nation, open mic nights, music workshops, and the Bluegrass Festival is a great opportunity to join fellow bluegrass lovers in the heart of Tennessee. Visit bluegrasschristmasandsmokies.com for more information. I hope all of you get out and enjoy some of these very great local events. This has been Monique Derico with your local entertainment. Now, here is Joseph Lewis with a look at the box office.
Lewis bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Tops at the box office this weekend included The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1, taking the top spot for the 3rd week in a row with $22 million and bringing its total domestic gross to a whopping $258 million. Similarly holding at number 2 was Penguins of Madagascar with $11 million, and newly entering the top 3 was Horrible Bosses 2, making some minor traction in ticket sales with $9 million. Although Mockingjay has unsurprisingly secured its place in the top 5 highest-grossing movies of 2014, and other high-profile titles like Big Hero 6 and Interstellar are continuing to draw audiences, the overall box office had one of its worst weekends of the year, drawing only $70 million between all current releases. But with holiday releases like The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, and Into the Woods coming up shortly, Hollywood may experience a financial uptick before the year closes. Coming to theaters this week is Exodus, Gods and Kings, the latest film from Gladiator director Ridley Scott that details the biblical saga of the Hebrews' mass exodus from Egypt. Christian Bale takes center stage as their rebellious leader Moses alongside Joel Edgerton as the tyrannical Pharaoh Ramses, and Sigourney Weaver, Ben Kingsley, and Breaking Bad's Aaron Paul also make appearances in the story's key supporting roles. With a lengthy running time and trailers indicating a chronicling of the 10 plagues as well as the aftermath of the Hebrews' escape, the film should hold mass appeal for both faith-based audiences and viewers interested solely in the grandeur and spectacle of Scott's epic vision. Exodus, Gods and Kings opens this Friday, December 12th. Also opening this week is Top 5, a new comedy written and directed by the immensely talented Chris Rock. Rock stars as Andre Allen, a longtime comedian with aspirations toward becoming a serious actor, and Gabrielle Union plays his reality TV star fiancé, who unknowingly throws his life into turmoil when their upcoming wedding becomes the main attraction on her show. Meanwhile, Rosario Dawson co-stars as a New Yorker journalist who snags an interview with Andre, a conversation which may irrevocably change the course of their lives. Having already received numerous glowing reviews as well as comparisons to the funny but deeply autobiographical work of Woody Allen, Top 5 may prove to be an underdog in this year's awards race, and the film can be seen in theaters this Friday. Lastly, opening this week in limited release and soon to be expanding is Inherent Vice, a long-awaited adaptation of the Thomas Pynchon novel of the same name, written for the screen and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, the man who brought you Boogie Nights, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood, and other modern classics. Striking a film noir meets slapstick comedy tone in the vein of The Long Goodbye and The Big Lebowski, Inherent Vice centers around Joaquin Phoenix as the bumbling, drug-fueled private investigator Doc Sportello, who is one day tapped by his ex-girlfriend to investigate the disappearance of her current boyfriend, a wealthy and much sought-after land developer. While early reviews warn that the narrative may be too rambly and freewheeling for some, Anderson's directorial skill makes any of his films a must-see, and the wash of 70s culture, the colorful visual palette, the Neil Young heavy soundtrack, and the gigantic supporting cast featuring Josh Brolin, Owen Wilson, Reese Witherspoon, and countless other big names guarantees that Inherent Vice will be one of the year's most unique and most talked about films. Inherent Vice can be seen in select theaters starting this Friday, December 12th, and will be slowly rolling out nationwide over the next month. That's all for this week in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis, and we'll be back after these messages.
Did you take your medicine? Oh gosh, I forgot it. Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab her housekeeper, her cook, her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
And that is going to do it for this week's LMU Tri-State News. But first, before we go, last week we had a very interesting encounter with a traveler and his horse. Now, this man traveled from Missouri to California and made the trip back through here on his way home. Check him out.
He looks like Santa.
He did look like Santa. So it was
name.
very interesting to get to visit with him. But for everybody behind the scenes, I'm Ashley Hurley alongside of
Tiffany Duncan
and Monique Derico.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a great week.